Hey guys, it's Ryan from Simply Duo, and today we're finally going to finish learning how to solve the Rubik's Cube. We are going to be solving the Rubik's Cube from the yellow face already being solved, so if you haven't watched the videos before this on how to solve a Rubik's Cube beginner's method playlist, make sure to go watch them right now. Because those videos get us here to where we are now, and you won't be able to solve the Rubik's Cube without watching those videos. The playlist will be linked in the top right corner and in the description. So anyways, let's solve the Rubik's Cube. Okay guys, so a quick disclaimer before the video starts. I actually did not cover the M notation in the notations and algorithms video. So I used it in this video for some algorithms and I have never covered it. So if you guys don't get it, then just listen to this. If you guys already know what the M notation is, then you can just skip ahead. So basically what the M notation is, it basically means to move the middle layer like this. So this is an M prime. So an M prime means to move the middle layer up like that. An M means to move it down like that. And an M2 basically just means to move it twice. So it's kind of hard to finger trick this, but there is a way that I use it. So what I do is I put my ring finger on the bottom of the cube like that. So it's kind of on the bottom in the back like there, see on the orange face. And then what you do is you just push down with that ring finger and it makes the cube go up like that. And that is an M prime. But yeah, that's basically just how to do the M notation. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comments. And anyways, let's get back into the video and let's learn how to finish solving the Rubik's Cube. So in this video, I will teach you how to make your cube go from this to this. I will be showing you how to permute the corners and the edges to solve the Rubik's Cube. So once you have solved the yellow face of your cube, it will be in one of 5 different situations. Situation 1 is where there are 2 corners that are the same color like this. As you can see, 2 corners, this one, and they are the same color. So to solve this situation, what we have to do is first we have to identify what color the corners are. Here, as we can see, they're green and green. So what we have to do is we have to do a U or a U prime, in your case, or U2, and match it up to the green face. So what you have to do is just match it up to whatever color it needs to be on. Next, to solve this, hold it so that the headlights are to the left of you and make sure that both of them are facing left. So as you can see, both of these 2 are facing left when we hold the cube. So the orange face is facing us, green face is facing to the left. Then do this algorithm. R, U, R prime, U prime, R prime, F, R2, U prime, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, F prime. And now you have solved all the corners and you just need to solve the edges. So since that was a pretty long algorithm, I will show you again. R, U, R prime, U prime, R prime, F, R2, U prime, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, F prime. So now your cube will be in 4 different situations after doing that algorithm. Some of these situations are the very first part of the situations, and we'll get back to that later. So the first situation from doing the algorithm is this, where one of the faces is solved and the other 3 faces here, so blue, orange, and green, are not solved, and they are missing an edge. The next situation it could be after doing the algorithm is this, where none of the faces are solved, but as you can see, the edges are opposite from each other. So the green edge needs to go over here to the green, the blue edge needs to go over here to the blue, the orange edge needs to go over here to the orange, and the red edge needs to go over here to the red. The next situation is this, where there are 0 faces solved, just like the last one, except instead of the edges being opposite from each other, they're right next to each other. So red, red, blue, blue, green, green, orange, orange. So let's go back to when we just solved the yellow face. The first situation we did was when we had the headlights, but you can also notice that in some certain situations, this is the second situation, where there are no headlights if you look around the cube. So you may think, oh no, there's no headlights, what am I gonna do? Well, you can actually do an algorithm to solve this. So to solve this situation, hold the cube from any side, because there are no headlights, so we don't have to match anything up, and we can hold it from any side. And now, do this algorithm twice. So you have to do it 2 times. After you finish doing it once, do it again. It goes like this. R prime, U, L prime, U2, R, U prime, L. And now, hold it from the exact same side that you just finished solving it from, and do it again. R prime, U, L prime, U2, R, U prime, L. And now you can see that the corners are all oriented and we just have to orient the edges. So now you should have 1 out of 4 situations. I will tell you all of them and I will tell you how to solve them. So the first situation is where one face is solved in the back. So the first situation is where one face is solved and the other 3 faces are not solved, but their corners are oriented and the edges are not. So there are 2 types of this situation. The first type is where all of the edges, as you can see, the orange face has the blue edge, and the blue edge needs to move to the right because the blue is to the right over here. The blue has the green edge, the green needs to move all the way across over here, and the green has an orange edge, and the orange edge has to move to the right. So if you get this situation, you have to do a certain algorithm. But before doing the algorithm, we first have to look and see where the solved face is. So as we can see here, the red face is solved back here. So what we have to do is line it up so that the red face is in the back and the orange face is in the front. So whatever face is solved, make sure that it's in the back while you're doing your algorithm. So we can see that it's in the back. We can see that all of these pieces have to rotate around right like this. So we know to do this algorithm. R, U prime, R, U, R, U, R, U prime, R prime, U prime, R2. There's also an alternative algorithm for this situation. So you still have to make sure that the solved face is in the back and then do this algorithm. F2, U prime, L, R prime, F2, L prime, R, U prime, F2. And as you can see, now the cube is solved. Now it doesn't really matter which one you do, but honestly, just for me, I prefer this one where you do it like that, just not the front one, because I don't really like doing the front notations because I think I can do this one faster because it's just R's and U's and you don't have to do anything else. But it really depends on your personal preference, whatever you like, so you can do either one. The second situation is if there is, again, 1 solved face and 3 unsolved faces and the edges need to be switched around. But this time, instead of the edges having to move right like this, instead they move left. So if you look at the blue face, there's an orange edge and that goes to the orange face and that is to the left. Green goes to the left to the green and then the blue goes all the way around back here. So this is kind of like the same algorithm, but it's a bit different. It's basically just the same algorithm, but reversed. So what you have to do is you have to look at the back or at the solved face and make sure that it's in the back and then do this algorithm. R2, U, R, U, R prime, U prime, R prime, U prime, R prime, U, R prime. And now it is solved. Once again, there's an alternative algorithm, so make sure that the solved face is in the back and that all these pieces have to move left. And then the alternative algorithm is this. F2, U, L, R prime, F2, L prime, R, U, F2. And now you have the cube solved. Once again, it depends on personal preference, whichever one you like. So now the third situation that you can get is this one, where none of the faces are solved, but the edges, as you can see, they're opposite from each other, like that. So what we have to do to solve this, to make it a solved Rubik's Cube, is we can hold it from any side because they're all basically the same because they have the opposite edge. And then what we have to do is we have to do this algorithm. M2, U, M2, U2, M2, U, M2. And now that has this whole thing solved. So now finally, the last situation is this, where none of the faces are solved, and this may look like the one that we just did, but if you look at the edges, they're actually right next to each other. So orange to orange, green to green, and then back here, there's blue to blue and red to red. So to solve this, what we have to do is we have to line it up so that the edge is going to the left. So as you can see, this blue edge has to go to the left, so we can hold it like this so that the red face is facing us. You can also hold it like this because the green edge is going to the left. So as long as the edge here that's facing you is going to the left, then you have it lined up correctly. So once you have that, now we can do this algorithm to solve the cube. M, U, M2, U, M2, U, M prime, U2, M2, U prime. And now, as you can see, we have a solved Rubik's Cube. So guys, that is it for this tutorial. And now we finally have the whole solved Rubik's Cube right here. Now, if you guys like this series, make sure to like the video, subscribe, comment. You guys can watch all the other videos in the Beginner's Method playlist. But also, I'm making a full tutorial to solve the Rubik's Cube, all in one video. So it's going to be like one very long video of how to solve the Rubik's Cube in the Beginner's Method. And it's basically going to be covering everything that we just learned. And I'm going to be making that right now. So click on this video here if you want to see the whole beginner's tutorial to solving the Rubik's Cube. This is Ryan from Simply Duo, and I will see you guys next time.